I generally thought now for April we would be done with all of this snow. But apparently no, it's still going. But that's for next month's video to look at. This month has come and gone with March. And yeah, it's been an interesting last couple of weeks with March. And hopefully we can try and all feel a little bit better and continue on with the month as best as possible and hopefully get out of this bloody snow as quickly as possible as well. But yeah, while I go and continue on the rest of this month, how about I give you all of what happened in March from TikTok. So yeah, here's March. I may have talked about it before in the past, but I need to vent it off my chest again because, quite honestly, I'm getting tired of it. I'm just getting tired where I can only do so much with what I'm limited with in my store. I tell my bosses in the store 2 hours away that I am desperately in need of these products, and they kind of forget to do that and forget to bring it down when they cover the store on Tuesday. It kind of does tire me out. The rest of the week, I'm the one who is taking all the bitchiness and complaints from customers because stuff wasn't brought down to the store that is out of my hand. Right now, I've got 6 customers waiting for a particular product in my store in which was supposed to be here last week and didn't come down. And I ended up getting bitched at from a lot of customers because their product was not here. And quite frankly, it's put me in a position to say, screw it, and just walk away from the business and close the store. But I'm not going to. Hey Amazon, I want a word with you. My boss had accidentally taken the scales that I had bought recently home with him, to which made it difficult for me to weigh my product out for customers in the store. I thought I'd use your website to buy me a new set of scales for the store. They came in the PO box yesterday, I went to pick them up today, and this is what I got. I didn't know that scales would be that fucking light. You can see as well the bag has not been tampered with or anything. I mean, Amazon, what kind of company are you running that you're letting this slip? It's a small scale set, small weighing set, and it comes, literally there's nothing in this fucking bag. Man, one job Amazon, one job, and you just let that slip fucking past you? Not fucking happy. 5 minutes. That's all I bloody ask is 5 minutes before I open the store. Before a customer decides to come up within that 5 minutes, asks if my store was open, and then asks, do you have the 10 milligram gummies that you normally sell that I've not had in my store for about now 3.5 weeks because no one brought them down because deliveries have been shit. So their name is on the wait list. I will call them once and if I get them in. But I'm just tired. Like how they were saying to me, oh, you know, these are actually for my husband because he likes to take them for work. It helps him calm down in work and he feels so much better. And without them, he just can't do a work day with them. I'm like, honey, I know that feeling right now. Honestly, I am sick and tired of basically taking the brunt of this situation because no one had brought down the gummies. If the gummies were brought down this week, I would not have this situation. I would not be dealing with this mental snap, and I would not be feeling like I just want to grab my stuff, lock the store, and walk out. Because that's how I'm feeling right now. Everything just... I'm tired. I'm generally just tired of it all. Oh yeah, especially when they do the jiggles. Because a lot of customers think that in theory, if they jiggle the door half an hour before the store opens, then it's going to open for them automatically. So a lesson for customers today that needs to get through their head. Yeah, don't try and bullshit me when you haven't been in the store for a good while. For example, oh, hi, hello. excuse me. Hi, hello, can I help you? Where are your pens? Last time I was here, you had all these vape pens here, and now they're all gone. Where are they? Well, we moved all of our pens to the front of the store now. Oh, well, the last time I was here, all your pens were in the back. What's going on? Okay, and how long ago was this? I was only here a couple of months ago. Yeah, we moved all of our product to the front of the store a year and a half ago. Well, before your boss quit this job here, he had all the pens in the back here. He has not quit the job. He's actually taken over the store in the town 2.5 hours away. Same thing. Well, be that as it may, I'll be more than happy to assist you with the purchase of a pen today if you would like to come to the front of the store. Well, if you don't have any pens, I'm just going to call them up and say that this store is empty. What the hell's going on? Someone's going to die.
Floaters are actually little strands of the vitreous humor which is in your eyes.
Honey, we have a totally different meaning to what floaters is. Yeah.
I'm gonna explain the ending of Dune Part 2 for you.
Let me save you 2 minutes of that guy's video right there. There's lots of sand, Thanos, Christopher Walken, and Willy Wonka becomes the quiz has had the rock, give a dog a bone. This old git is going home.
I thought we were boycotting Dune.
Nope, this month is Kellogg's. Keep up, love. Okay, so I'm going to break this question up into 2 pieces. The first piece of it is, have I ever dealt with a Karen? Well, after living in America for over 9 years and working in both casino work and retail, I think that should answer your question right there, if I've ever dealt with a Karen. But to make it more easily, yes, I have. And the second piece to this, if I have, can you tell us in a story time? Honestly, every video in which I talk about my job here and I do reenactments of dealing with customers and their idiocracy, it's all up to date, documented. So go check my channel, scroll through some of my videos, and you will see some of the stories there. Disclaimer to people who are considered as Karens who may look at my videos and feel offended by them. Do me a favor, just take these videos with a pinch of salt and don't get that sand right up in your ass. This is what I deal with.
The government is going to try to ban TikTok on Thursday, and this is what you need to know about it.
Ooh, teacher, allow me, let me try this one. So, this is basically a glorified version of the annual meeting for Congress to be racist club. And I know some people are going to straight away think, whoa, that seems a little bit harsh to begin with. Well, here's the thing. When you look at this bill where they're supposedly trying to ban TikTok, where's Facebook? Where's Twitter for that matter? Because the thing is, they do more damage than TikTok can ever do because they let their people use Facebook and Twitter to spread false accusations, toxic lies, and everything online. And yet, people fall for it more and more and believe it to be true facts and actually, read and do their research. Now, when it comes to TikTok, however, majority of the time it's for people who just want to dance, sing, entertain and express their opinion, in which, quite honestly, that's what I'm doing right now. So why aren't they on this bill? Well, I can tell you why. It's because apparently with Facebook and Twitter being run by Zuckerberg and Musk, they get away scot-free because, quite honestly, we can all agree, they are American and they are white. Now, when you look at TikTok, this is coming from a company and the owner who is from Singapore, in which recently at a hearing back with Congress when the CEO of TikTok came for questioning, half the Congress people were being, well, lack of a better word, racist. They didn't even know where Singapore was, and they kept insisting that Singapore is part of China. This is just them being one more reason to be racist. They don't care about the safety and the lives for the American people. All they care about is just trying to get one more thing away because it is actually expressing freedom of speech to people, and it puts them still in a seat of power where they can still make money for taking away something in which makes us a little bit happy day by day. That's what I'm going to say about that one, and that's all.
It can somehow hold items as heavy as your iPhone.
There we are. Here's your bag for 99 cents from your local supermarket. Your move, NASA. Okay, so my video on the whole, oh no, we are boycotting Kellogg's video somehow has made over 13,000 views and has 1,000 likes. Well, holy shit. I mean, in the general run of it is that there are so many things that are being boycotted. It is so hard to keep up with everything. So to see something that is like, oh wait, I thought we were doing boycott and Dune. Oh no, it's Kellogg's this month, you know. I didn't expect for that to blow up so quickly. So I'm just gonna say thank you for the likes and the viewers, and hopefully I do well in the future. Thanks guys. I think I'm gonna go back and think of more videos. Bye. One of the many things that you may not know about me is that I am a co-host for a stream that my husband does over on Twitch. However, this week is going to be a little bit different as he's going to be away from the office for the next couple of days, so I volunteered to take up the reins and become the host of that stream for this Sunday. Am I nervous to doing this? Yes, I am. Will it be a good time? Hell yes, it will be. Will it give me the confidence to maybe go back into streaming myself? Possibly. All I know is time will tell, and we shall check it out once I finish posting this Sunday. But generally, I am so freaking excited for this.
A 30-something gay man who can possibly be on a vacation every other month running...
Wait, there was a guide? I didn't get any guide and I'm 33. Who fucked up on this one again? Tim? Where are you?
People are afraid to try, but the British think it's very tasty. Its name is black pudding.
Okay, so before people start jumping on the hate wagon on this one, I am going to give you my personal opinion on black pudding, and that is basically don't knock it till you try it. Because I was on the same boat of people who did not like black pudding. I never tasted it, and I think I was never going to. It just didn't sound good. But it was back a couple of years back in 2016 that when me and my partner went over to Brooklyn for a day, we stopped at a Welsh pub in which served a full English breakfast and black pudding. We both tried it, and by God, it's really nice when you get a nice fry up with black pudding. Especially if you were to dip it in HB sauce and egg yolk and eat it that way. Oh, delicious. It's kind of difficult to find black pudding here in America, but we try our best. We look on import sites and it's worth getting. Give it a try.
Say the weird thing.
I like to keep a whole box of Cadbury's cream eggs up my ass. Happy Easter.
Alright, I need you to watch this. It's super important. The US government is trying to ban TikTok once again.
No, I'm not going to get involved with that one. It's not my monkey, not my circus. 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 You do know that Congress doesn't give two shits about the American people, right? God honest truth. They turn around and say we're doing this in the best interest of the people of America. Yeah, no. They're doing this because, quite honestly, we can all agree, they have no idea what the fuck TikTok is. They feel that it is a threat to them, not to the American people. And they want to see it gone because they don't want to hear it come up in every conversation that they have while they're trying to give hush money to their escorts. Yeah, that's where it's going for. They don't like it because it's change. They don't want to see change. They want it to be what it was 50 years ago, where people just were limited to so many things and people of power can abuse that power while at the same time they get themselves a big fat paycheck at the end of the day. They don't want to see a lot of changes happening. But it's happening, whether they like it or not. And if they go ahead and ban TikTok, yeah, change will happen to them when their approval ratings plummet and they see themselves jousted out of the fucking seats to people who can actually pull their fingers out of their ass and show change in this country. Yeah. That's basically what it is. They don't care about the American people. They just care about themselves. And this is why majority of Americans and majority of the world sees America and think, oof, yikes. And I know that Britain's not good as well before anyone comes at me to say, oh, Britain's not good as well with their politics. But yeah, Britain's maybe not good with their politics, but America, look where you are right now. Good night.
The TikTok ban bill has been approved unanimously.
Okay guys, plain and simple, because a lot of people are commenting on that video saying that this is the end, all my audio saves, this is it for TikTok, I don't want to do show. Guys, the bill has to go through the House. We still have time. You can still call your congressman and voice your opinion on this to help stop the TikTok ban. Don't jump to conclusions straight away saying that this is the end. Guys, we have time. Decrease the calamity that resides in your memory, unless you want the Disney version, Hakuna your Tartars. Or, to put it plain and simple, calm your tits, we still have time. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, they can't park there, mate. Early morning humor.
These editing apps are gonna have your content getting tons of likes and interactions. Premiere Pro and After Effects have set the sky as the limit.
Unless you want to save money, you can download CapCut on your phone. Unless you go on PC, then you can download DaVinci Resolve's editing software. And the best part of them both is they're absolutely free. That's something which Adobe doesn't want you to know. Just letting you know.
Okay, so I don't want to know your first anime. I want to know your gateway anime.
The first anime I watched in which I knew was an anime, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That was my first one. Then it led off into watching more animes like Zero no Zogami, Lucky Star, Black Butler, Baccarat Test. Then when I moved to the States, it was Cowboy Bebop, Sword Art Online, Ouran High School Host Club. And that's it. I haven't really watched much animes after that. I should really get back into that now. Thanks, buddy. 10 a.m. till now, which is now at 5:45. I have only had one customer all day, which is hilarious because majority of people who have been pulling into my parking lot have been using it as a way to make a U-turn and get back on the road. And I don't know what hurts more, only having one customer for the day or having so many people using your parking lot as a U-turn space. I may just close early. It's 10:22 a.m. I've been up since 5 a.m. No, it's not because, I couldn't sleep or anything. No, I had a few hours of sleep, but we were up early so we could drop my husband off at the bus station because he's going to be out of town for the next couple of days. What's interesting is that we haven't been apart from one another since 2016, and that was when he went to Boston to cover for Paxis for his job. All I know is the next couple of days. Yeah, fair enough, I got my friend, but it's gonna feel weird. Do customers feel that we should know every little detail of what happened, especially if the customer has been once a year and a half ago, and expect for us to remember everything that they bought from us back then? They assume that it's going to be something like this. Hi, how are we doing today? Hi, I bought a product from this store a year and a half ago, and you was the person that sold me this product, and I can't remember what that product was called. So, do you know exactly what I bought from this store a year and a half ago? That's a very good question. Let me go checking back in my records. Yeah, absolutely. You take your time. You go through your records and see what you can find. Won't be long. No, I have nothing on record. Really? Sure, you must remember me. I mean, this was, a year and a half ago, and I know you were the guy that sold me the product. You sure you don't know what it was? Let me go back and check. I like giving that guy something to do.
If you're a 10-year-old, a 10-year-old could say, I'm 13, right? My 10-year-old does that all the time.
Mr. Chu in that video did state that the TikTok app is meant to be used by people who are 13 years old and above. Then the guy replies, well, what happens if a 10-year-old uses it claiming that they're 13? Because my child does that all the time. Well, that's your problem. I mean, how many times do we have to knock it into people's pissing heads at this point? It is not social media's job to be the parents for your children. That is your job. If you didn't want this situation happening to your child and you're gonna bitch about the app instead of blaming your parenting, then no better way of saying this then, you shouldn't have stuck it in the first place. Do you remember the story from a while back? But then for them to say this is not how you do a business if you don't have product in the store. Hun, I fucking know. Well, guess what fucking happened? They returned. Ooh, that's hot. So they entered my store expecting to have everything set for them on a silver platter, and they said to me that they spoke to my boss 2 weeks ago and that they were going to bring down a box of gummies for them in a 6-pack, and they were going to be in the office and they were going to pick it up and everything's going to be all joy in the world. Yeah, I only had like 1 jar of gummies sent to me last week. And even then, my boss said to me last week, oh yeah, that was for a customer, but they never came when I said they'll be here Tuesday. So luckily, I still had that one there to sell to them. But they were whiny because they said that, oh, I spoke to your boss and they were going to bring this down, I was going to pick it up. Honey, he said he'll be here last Tuesday, not this Tuesday. Because if you were going to wait until this Tuesday, the best you could have done is call ahead. We've already got enough plates spinning in the air just to make sure. It's tiring. It's fucking tiring. So luckily I was able to sell the product to them for a very decent discount. Plus they're on my waiting list, so when I get more of the product back in, I will call them up, they will get a discount for waiting, and they can be happy as Larry. But quite honestly, they came this close to being on my list of people to bitch slap. I am so tired of this shit. This is the most... Yeah. Ah! I washed away Grandma's carpet. Oh, God. Well, this is a fucking magical day today. The House here in America has moved in favor of passing the bill that may possibly see TikTok be banned in America. Out of curiosity, are we able to see the list of people who are in favor of this bill? Not for anything bad, I'm just curious to know which seats will be replaced in the next election. Has it actually been banned yet? Well, if it was, how could I answer this question? But in honesty, it has gone through, but like I said, it is a possibility that we may see TikTok get banned in America. That's only if TikTok decides to stay with the parent company, or if it strays away to try and be more cooperative with the American people. Or in this case, the fat cats up on the hill who think everything is a danger and they're doing what's best for the American people. Even though the majority of the House is a bunch of fucking hypocrites.
Family Dollar and Dollar Tree locations will have their leases expire over the next few years, mostly because they're underperforming.
Family Dollar and Dollar Tree are closing down their stores because of a lack of sales they've had recently. Now, why do you think that has happened? I could think of a few. And yes, I did used to work for Dollar Tree. Back when I first started, Dollar Tree's slogan used to be where everything costs $1. That's not the case anymore. A lot of products have gone up to either $1.25 to as far as $5. And you may be wondering, well, why the inflations? Well, that's plain and simple. A lot of people were stealing from Dollar Tree, and I've had times where customers would just pull up with a cart full of product and then say, oh, I don't have my wallet with me, I'll come back next time, only to find out later on that they were stealing from us. And corporations are expecting for us at the time to be not only the cashiers, not only the floor associates, but also as well security guards, so we stop people from shoplifting. Yeah, let's talk about that one, shall we? When corporations expect for you to be cashiers, sales associates, floor associates, warehouse workers, and security for just minimum wage of around about $12 odd, yeah, they're having a bloody laugh there. Not to mention as well, they were not giving us a amount of hours, so yeah, we were seeing about 4 hours a day of work there. But also as well, we weren't getting enough staff, so we were always short-staffed, where one person is not only the cashier, but is also the floor associate, the cleaner, and everything in between. Yeah, in the end, it just gets tiring. I mean, fair enough, we were getting paid weekly, but the problem is, when you're working 4-hour shifts a day, it doesn't really add up in the end, and especially with minimum wage. Not to mention as well that during the pandemic, this was considered as the biggest eye-opener to see that we were getting screwed over a lot, because we were still working with very little assistance, and we did get a hazard pay where it was just $1 extra in our paycheck, and that only lasted for about 2 months. But when you're also dealing with all of that while during the pandemic and dealing with customers in which you try to give them the respect that they deserve, and they throw that respect back in your face and they treat you like crap, well, you can kind of see why a lot of people don't want to work at Dollar Tree and Family Dollar anymore. Heck, as a matter of fact, nobody really wants to work in retail altogether, because after the pandemic, everyone felt as though they weren't treated correctly. They weren't getting paid what they deserved. Now, am I sad to see Dollar Tree and Family Dollar close? I kind of am, because they did have some good products there. But the way that corporations have been running them have made employees, like, basically just treat your goddamn employees a little bit more and help out, instead of thinking now inflating the prices is going to give you a better sales rep and including add a bit more money in your pockets at the end of the night. It won't fly.
The new Battlefront collection is the laziest remaster I've ever seen.
So I'm seeing a lot of people talk negatively about the classic collection that just came out recently. However, they are showing a lot of reference pictures to the reviews that are coming out from Steam. My question is, what is it like for the console players? Because I grew up playing Battlefront 1 and 2 on the console, because honestly, that's the best way to play it. And especially if you want couch co-op with friends when you have them over, it's a good game to have. So this is a question for the console players who have got the classic collection. Is it bad on the console just as it is bad for Steam? So yeah, console players, lend your voices. Let me know, stitch, comment in whether or not the console versions of the classic collection is bad, just as bad as what it is on Steam and for the PC.
Should you pursue a long-distance relationship?
Allow me to take lead on this one respectfully, because, well, I've done long-distance relationships. Although, very quickly as well, go check out the rest of this guy's video. He is fantastic, and he does give some good advice on it. Now then, let me tell you my story about long-distance relationships. So, I actually met my husband in 2011 as part of a voice acting gig, and he lives in America and I was back in Wales, just starting off my education in university. So we started off very slowly, and I did come to visit here in America in 2012 for 2 weeks, just to see if I can tolerate it, if, you know, we got along well, and hopefully see if we can make something of it. We did, and I had to go back to Wales so I could finish off my education. So for 3 years we kept in touch with each other through apps, walkie-talkie apps and such, on our phones, emails, and including Messenger, well, equivalent to Messenger, so Skype at the time. When 2015 came around, well, 2014, that was when it was, I had my degree, now I want to see about maybe moving out to America. And I did. I moved out to America, we sorted out immigrations, and in the end, we got married, and we've been married now for the last 9 years. He does bring up some good points. He really does. And I can agree that when it comes to intimacy, not being there for one another, you do the best you can, because if not, then what is the point of a relationship if you cannot be there, if not physically, but emotionally, spiritually, and just helping them out, motivate. That's the way it is. And well, if we didn't do all that, I wouldn't be here in America right now. I'd be back in Wales. So, is it worth going into a long distance relationship? Well, it's only for you and your significant other to decide upon. Try it out, see if it works, take it a day at a time. I did. And look where I am right now.
Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection, especially on the Nintendo Switch.
I mean, there's your first problem right there. You're buying the game for online capabilities on the Switch. Let's just say that Nintendo's track record for online play has been not great. But apart from that, you know, people are bitching that the game's not working well because the online capability is not great. Guys, not everything needs to be played on fucking line. When I had the game originally for the PlayStation 2, I was doing couch co-ops with my best friend. We were chilling on the sofa and doing the offline capabilities. Not everything in the world today needs to be ported over for online capabilities. Just enjoy the offline. And I just want to say this very quickly as well. It is not a remake, it is not a remaster, it is a freaking port over from the old consoles to the next gen. So with respect, please stop bitching about the game, just be grateful the game is out. Today's video is a friendly reminder. Cottage pie uses beef, shepherd's pie uses lamb. Remember that when you're doing your next dish.
Don't scroll, okay?
Gallop instead, it's the new walk-in. In all honesty, I quite miss performing. And I know that people are going to say, well, you do sketches here on TikTok, you do sketches on as the Welshman, and you do stuff on YouTube, you know. That's performing, you know, you're still doing that. But I mean performing as in an actual performing gig, like on stage, in costume, singing and acting performance. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind if I ever picked up a gig where I'm in a show where I play as a drug dealer that runs away from the law in Law and Order. Or, you know, better yet, I just play as corpse number 3 in CSI. I'm just coming to a point where I'm like, I got my bachelor's degree in performing arts, and the best I'm using of it is playing as a store manager in customer service in America.
Okay, so Thunderbirds are Power Rangers.
Rabbit, this is way too early in the morning for me to be dealing with this statement. But you're right. You are so bloody right there. Jesus.
Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes he smiles, but she doesn't see.
2 months, 5 days, and 2 hours since we were told from our last inspection that the next one would be in 30 days. Oh yes, I kept tabs. We are now getting our second inspection on the apartment. You may be wondering, how did we know we were going to get this inspection today? Well, the maintenance guy told us. Last minute. Yesterday afternoon. While at the same time being graciously invited in so he can install a carbon monoxide machine into our apartment, which should have been there when we moved in the first place. 6 years ago, in which even then they did a half-assed job where they just basically drilled one nail into the wall, clipped the monoxide machine in place, and then said, job well done. Leaving this lovely machine just dangling on our wall ever so nicely. Luckily I had my own screw set and basically drilled the next drill into the hole and hanged that bad boy up properly. We don't do things half-assed in our fucking apartment. But it's funny that in the 6 years we've lived in that apartment, there are some issues in which were only addressed now that could have been addressed in the 6 years that they came to inspect our apartment. Additional note, I just had a notification from my family saying the inspection's complete. We got ourselves a fire extinguisher installed in the apartment. Carbon monoxide machine had passed muster. We will be getting a couple of things replaced and fixed up. And the next inspection is going to be in 30 days' time. Yes, 30 days. Right. So a teaser trailer for Beetlejuice, the sequel to the first film, just came out, and straight away I want to go and see it. It looks so freaking awesome. It still has that Tim Burton-esque gothic mindset, and seeing all the characters back in play look freaking fantastic. Even seeing Michael Keaton dressing up as the dead man himself, top notch. Absolute, I want to go see it. And you may be wondering why I'm not saying the name of Michael Keaton's character. Well, come on, if you learned from the original film, you do not say his name 3 times. It's just asking for chaos to happen. Although, to be honest, with this day, I think I need a little bit of chaos once in my while. What the hell? Really? Because I remember in the first film when he was asking Lydia to say his name 3 times, she said it twice and he was like, yeah, come on, one more time, just say it. And she did speak unbrokenly to say, wait, it was you were the snake that was on the stair banister. I should really talk to my friends about saying it. And he was like, no, come on, say it one more time, come on, give it to me. So, I may be wrong there, but either way, I know I want to watch the film again. Yeah, that's kind of where it is coming from now, because honestly, I would say that people growing up in this generation, when they hear the name Beetlejuice, they instantaneously think, oh, the musical, Alex Brightman, Say My Name, Show About Death, etc. And I have nothing against the musical whatsoever. I really want to go and see the musical. I would love to go to Broadway, see the musical, especially if Alex Brightman was playing as Beetlejuice. Fuck yes, it is absolutely awesome. He does a bang-up job. It's just, that's kind of one of the things I kind of feel a little about, is when movies are made into musicals. Only because a lot of the time, some of the lore from the movies either get changed in the musical heavily to make it easier to understand, or some of it gets lost in translation and forgotten about. That's why when it comes to seeing movies turn to musicals, I'm a little bit until I actually see it and I think, okay, it works and I like it. But there are some times where I'm just like, yeah, this doesn't work well as a musical. I mean, for example, we had Mean Girls the movie made into Mean Girls the musical, and then it got flipped then to make Mean Girls the musical movie. I mean, it's that, you know, that's their own situation. But, you know, same can be said when musicals become movies, because a lot of times there are so many things in which, again, could get lost in translation, where the beauty of musical theatre gets lost with all the CGI effects of movie technology and production. That's, I mean, cooking's done. Okay, all good now, sorry. But when... sorry for that. So, basically, when musical gets converted from the stage to the film, some of that magic gets lost with CGI and cinematography, in which in one way can tell a good story, but at the same time, again, can lose some of that magic. I mean, look at Les Mis or Cats the Musical. Actually, no, don't look at Cats the Musical. I mean, I can't believe yeah, you thought saying Beetlejuice 3 times was bad enough? Yeah, try saying Cats the Musical, but I swear to God, there was so much maths I had to do with a customer today because they were just so idiotic. So I had a customer who just came into my store 20 minutes ago and had said, oh, I've got the what was on the last gummies I took from you, and they were 100 milligrams a piece, and they had this and this and this, and he was trying to break it down into percentage and stuff, and I'm like, I don't care, I just want to know what the dosage amount of each gummy was. Need I remind you, sir, that I am just a fucking retail worker? I am not a scientist. But what he was looking for, which was an equivalent to 100 milligrams in a gummy, we didn't have in our store whatsoever. So he was asking, oh, well, what is the next best thing that can be equivalent to it? So, given my selections, I had anything from a 175 or 350 milligrams, but thinking that he was looking to cut them down into 100s, he then exclaimed, no, because I was cutting these 100 ones into 4s, so I was taking 25. So instead, I gave him the option of the 12 milligrams, which is the only dosage I have, close to it if they take 2, and he refused because he felt as though he would be taking 2 every single night, and he wants something that was easier to take. The first option I had in my head was try a pillow and smother yourself with it, but I stopped myself from saying that and instead suggested the 350s, in which then they asked would they be stronger than the ones that he was normally taking. Bear in mind, he was taking 100 milligram gummies and cutting them into 4, so that is 25 milligrams per quarter. The gummies in which I was trying to help him buy were the 350 milligram ones. So there is a slight possibility that they may be a little stronger. Yes, the answer is yes, they're going to be fucking stronger. But then he was like, oh, well, how much would they be if you cut them into quarters and such? I'm like, getting the maths and everything. So the closest he would get to it is cutting the 350 milligram gummies into quarters and then cutting that quarters into quarters to get a rough estimate of like 27 milligrams in a quarter of a quarter. And just to sweeten the deal so he can just shut up and buy it and stop yakking on about the experience he had with those other gummies was I gave him 10% off. Respectfully, I just want him out of the store. And he asked me if he was pissing me off, to which I had to hide it and say, no, I just had food and I'm just getting indigestion from it. So basically, I faked having food as the excuse of how I really feel with customers that I wanted to punch over the counter repeatedly. But I need food myself. I haven't had food all day as well, so yeah, maybe that kind of helped out with the equation. So kids, don't do retail. You get idiots. I generally thought we were done with this. It's spring, for fuck's sake. Just finding out recently that my town is getting a Mike Jersey sandwich store coming very soon. I've never tried a Jersey Subway before, and I am kind of curious to give this a try when it does open. However, there are customers in which have been speaking to me recently that were complaining about it and saying, we don't need another food place like that in this town. What we need is a nice sit-in fancy restaurant to enjoy and, just to get away from the outside world. Yeah, if that's ever gonna fucking happen. The reason why I'm saying this is because, quite honestly, there's two things about this town I should let you know. The first one being is that for people who live in this town, you have mainly fast food chains and a supermarket here, as well as Walmart, like maybe 10 minutes down the road. And, people will just basically buy what they need to either make food or just order from DoorDash to, well, basically keep themselves alive. However, for the people who don't live in this town, I will say this is kind of considered as a one-stop area on your travels. Like, majority of the road that I work on, there are so many fast food chains. All you need to do is just pull up to one of them, go through a drive-through, get your burger, get your coffees, and then off the road you pop into the next place. This town isn't really a busy one as of business, just more of busy in the sense of people are driving back and forth just to get to the next city over. So the idea of trying to get a fancy sit-down restaurant in this town is highly gonna be impossible there. I mean, if you want to go to a decent restaurant in this area, you're driving maybe about 30-45 minutes out of this town just to get to somewhere where you can sit down, relax, enjoy your food, bitch at the waiters, and then have the waiters spitting your food in the back because, well, you treat them like shit. Or better yet, you could just go down to the casino 20 minutes down the road and just get one of the many foods there while you're gambling away your life's earnings. I'm just happy to try new things, but people who say, oh, we need a fancy store or a fancy restaurant in this town, and they don't live in this town, yeah, you're not in a place to say anything nice. But if you really want one that badly, go to the bank, take out a mortgage, and try and set up a business in this town. I would give it about a month and a half before it closes. Business today has been slow for this Good Friday. I ended up just walking over to Dollar Tree, picking up some nail polish and painting my nails in the office. That's it. That's the video today.